Andy was talking, just talking to the people assembled on their level. No sermons here. He told a story from his own traditional upbringing in which he was asked to lead a youth program at his dad's church. Andy soon figured out that doing church the same way his dad did wasn't working with young people, an absolutely essential market if any church is to thrive over time. He tried a number of tactics, none successfully, before finally concluding that Atlanta didn't need another church. Rather, Atlanta needed a different church experience for the unchurched. The term unchurched refers to individuals not belonging to or connected with a church. The majority of the unchurched claim Christianity as their faith, but do not make church part of their regular activity. In business speak, the unchurched represent a target market with awareness but little past buying history or current purchase intention. So Andy set out to create an environment that is opposite of everything you find in a traditional church. There's no steeple. There are no crosses anywhere. There's no communion wine, no wafers. The whole event feels like prayer-tainment, immersion in a whole new kind of religious experience from the moment you walk in. World-class music, Andy appearing in high-definition videos on big-screen TVs that make it seem like he's standing right on that stage, even though he's being simulcast to more than 1 million weekly viewers. The atmosphere is closer to a rock concert than a worship service. And that's because it's built around an insight that the mission is better served by getting the faithful to invite others to just come see, rather than by expecting every parishioner to be an effective evangelist. North Point delivers the experience the unchurched need, namely to feel engaged, relevant, with a sense of real belonging that may or may not be directly connected to Jesus. And then, and this is the beautiful simplicity of Andy's strategy, he makes his parishioners partner in co-creating that value. He not only creates an experience that keeps people coming back for more, he makes them want to pull others in as well. The operative word there is pull. According to groundbreaking work of researchers like Don Tapscott and Anthony D. Williams, evidence shows that the old, hardwired plan-and-push mentality that defined hierarchical, closed, secretive, and insular organizations of the last century just doesn't work anymore. Increasingly, they argue whether speaking to a conference room or a congregation, leaders who want to succeed in the 21st century must engage in a more dynamic recruitment strategy with a sense of openness, peering, sharing, and acting globally. Like a number of my corporate and association clients, Andy realizes that neither he nor his limited staff is scalable. However, as the sheer success of North Point has proven, he clearly can energize an army of customers as volunteers. People are compelled to take on unpaid roles with verve at all hours of the day and night, weekends, holidays. Some use their personal vacations from work to help. Some have even left cushiony corporate jobs to join his ministry full-time. I've developed a specific vocabulary to convey core concepts of my approach. The first term in your new Nour-cabulary is market gravity, a term I first heard from a mentor, Alan Weiss. Isaac Newton described gravity as a force of attraction that pulls objects in the universe closer together. Albert Einstein came along later and showed us that it's more likely that space and time actually bend themselves around objects with the greatest density. What remains true in either case, though, is that the more mass you have at your center, the greater the power you have to make them come to you, and that is key. It is market gravity that influences everyone, from new clients to new talent, to take unobligated interest in the success of something bigger than themselves. Gravity in the market is why app developers compete to test beta versions for hot tech companies, creating value for those companies without being asked. To be clear, market gravity isn't necessarily about the size of your firm, but the strength of your attraction. And that sense of pull brings us to another critical Nour-cabulary term, brand influence. It is no coincidence that this term, influence, has come to prominence in the co-create economy. From the Latin influentia, it originally referred not to the aggressive push to assert dominance over others, but to influx or inward flow of positive new ideas. When technology company GoPro says, be a hero,